Good morning. Good afternoon, Prime Minister. Good morning, Prime Minister. There we are. These summits are all about leader-to-leader things, so let me start with a simple one. How are things these days between you and President Xi?
Canada, of course, is in a challenging time in our relationship with China. We know that the experience we went through with the arbitrary detention of the two Michaels set a real challenge into our relationship. But at the same time, we have worked together on issues that matter. At COP15 in Montreal, we brought the world together with ambitious goals on protecting nature and fighting climate change. So we will work with China where we can. In other areas, we're going to be competing with China for trade share, for diversification of Asian economies and building stronger critical mineral supply chains, for example, that are directly competing with areas in which China has dominance. And the other thing that we're going to do is continue to challenge China on areas we fundamentally disagree around democracy, around human rights, around respect for the rule of law. It is a complex relationship with China, but Canada will continue to both stay strong, anchored in our values, and look for opportunities to contribute to economic growth and opportunities for Canadians.
Over the last couple of days, we saw President Xi and President Biden take that relationship in a different direction, a warming direction. I wonder what you make of that. And then, two, when and how might we expect the Canada-China relationship to take that same turn?
I think all of us here at this conference saw the positive meeting between President Xi and President Biden as a good sign. We need to make sure that we are engaging constructively across all partners. One of the things about APEC is it is an extraordinarily diverse group of countries that share a common ocean. And because of that, having these frank and direct conversations about how and where we can work together is really important. And Canada will continue to engage at various levels with China as we try to move forward in a more positive direction, but stay very strongly anchored in our principles and values.
Next question.
Good morning, Prime Minister. Ashley Burke, CBC News. Besides saying hello to President Xi, why didn't you have a formal meeting or a conversation on the sidelines with him? And did you make any effort to do so?
Actually, in addition to saying hello to President Xi, I talked about how we need to keep our officials and teams working together to try and create constructive dialogue around issues that matter to us individually, but also matter to the world. This is part of the ongoing engagement that Canada needs to have around the world, including with countries we disagree with.
Is it too politically risky right now for you back home to have a formal meeting with President Xi at the summit in light of the public inquiry into allegations of Chinese election meddling?
We have always been very, very clear, going back years now, with our concerns around foreign interference, and we're going to continue to do everything necessary to keep Canadians safe. That's something that people expect, both of our diaspora communities, but also of our democracy. At the same time, we have to look for constructive ways to engage in the global economy, and China remains an important player.
Next question.
Steve Chase, Globe and Mail. Would you describe Xi Jinping as a dictator?
Look, China's a one-party state. I don't think anyone would call it a democracy. It's possible.
And to follow up to something you said to another of my colleagues here, so you did exchange more than just hellos with President Xi. You told us what you said to him. What did he say back to you?
He acknowledged what I said.
So you're not making news on this front, on this trip. Your intention is, your strategy is to not make news on that front right now.
This trip is about engaging constructively with partners across the Indo-Pacific for the benefit of Canadians. If you don't think that doing good work with people across the Indo-Pacific is news, well, that's a reflection the media has to take. There is good work being done here, and I think that's important news for Canadians.
Thank you. This is what concludes today's press conference.